Well, you're still watching Breakfast Central on News Central. Well, a certain video that got people talking non-stop in the weekend. So a marriage proposal that was very different. Now we have an update on the story, but here is the video on what was that. All right, so what you just saw, a video, well, clearly making the rounds here in Nigeria, and an update from that is that the Nigerian army has confirmed the detention of that unnamed female soldier in that video that you just saw, who got, well, engaged after a romantic, I don't know what to say, relationship with a male corps member at the National Youth Service Corps orientation camp in that's in Kwara State, basically. The director of the Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Oyema Wanchuku, in a chat with newspaper Punch in Nigeria, said the female officer, well, in his own words, violated military laws by getting involved in a public display of amorous relationship with a paramilitary trainee, a corps member. So there you have it on the video. The young man, youth service, in camp in Kwara State, proposes to one of the female officers in the camp.
So they possibly just met in camp there. Now, Joe, I mean, knowing that she's a military personnel, couldn't the youth corporal, just propose in private? We know how the military can be. They really don't like things like this being put out in public.
Well, it's an update, and no doubt, personally, I saw this coming. I saw it coming because think about it, in all your life, in all your years of existence, have you ever seen this military personnel in public? So I know we're in the age of social media, what I now call social gram, where everyone wants to show that, listen, this is a love language, let's display our affection. But of course, probably she was carried away. She forgot that she is a military personnel, and there are restrictions, and then there are principles and laws that govern.
But Joe, what could the officer in question here, what should he possibly have done? The young man decided to, to do it in camp, which is NYC
well, first things first, Olisa, they were dating.
Still in camp.
My thought is they were dating, and they knew it would come to this. I mean, we all fall in love, guys. I know. I mean, Olisa, I know you fall in love. But at some point, you know that you're getting to a level where things might heat up. So there could have been a conversation earlier that, listen, I am a military personnel. Don't do this in public. All right. I think that should have been what would suffice before it came out in public. But the military has put out a statement. That's a good thing. And they've let the public know that, listen, this thing that was done, there are repercussions for this.
All right. Now, Joe, there's a worrisome statement here that the Brigadier General Wanchuku came out to say. He said that the female soldier's action amounted to taking advantage of a trainee, noting that the public would have been outraged and accused the army of coercion had a male soldier proposed to a female corporal. Now, if the reverse was the case, where a male soldier had proposed to a female youth corporal, do you think the public would have taken or accepted it the way it did in this case?
Or would the military then detain their own personnel? Because I'm a bit confused here. Social media or not, what's the arrest and detention about? It's matters of the heart. Whether social media or not, does it really
I seem to have a problem when that statement was made, looking at gender specific, if it was a male soldier, a female soldier. So we're trying to use gender in making certain decisions. Well, I don't know. A principle, a rule is a law. If you put it as a law and say this is what happens,
that's the thing, Joe. I'm looking at this image. What crime? He looks like the copper. Nobody's holding the copper any brief. He's a man. He walks free, right? He proposed, right? She's a army personnel, and she gets into hot water with the public, with the forces. Is it maybe there's a bit of double standard here? What crime have these two committed, at least from the female side, you know?
Well, I can tell you, a lot of people have said that there seemed to be double standard in this, but we would wait. One of my suggestions is I think the army should put a public statement, not just kudos. They spoke to exclusive chat with Punch newspaper, one of the papers that you reviewed this morning. But one thing we should also notice, there should be a public notice, a clear indication, a press release that this is why.
Because the copper has clearly exercised his right, copper or not, to propose to somebody he likes. And
Exercise his right.
yeah, and the officer clearly has a right to have a suitor or get suited or get proposed to. I wonder what the.
I mean, after all, don't they say we find love in strange places?
You know, strange places.
I know this is not done, but this is not the end of this particular story. It keeps developing as the day or the weeks go along. But thank you so much, Johansen, for always giving us the latest updates when it comes to COVID-19 and also your input on stories like this.
Thank you for having me, guys.